thanks for joining me again. So today I wanted to bring you a reformer workout. So there's a lot of different reformers out on the market. I am using the Balance Body Allegro, and on this one I have 3 red, which in Balance Body, those are heavier springs, 1 blue, which is medium, and 1 yellow, which is light. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead you through, I don't want to call it an intro, but you know, kind of a lot of the basic moves you would see in like a Reformer 1 type of class. So I'm going to go ahead and start standing up. I have it on 1 red. I'm going to start with what's called Eve's Lunge. Just some lunges here. My foot is up against the shoulder rest, and I'm just going to push back and come up. This is just a nice gentle kind of warm up. You can do it in the beginning or the end. Today we're going to do it in the beginning. I'm going to just do a few on each side. Feeling a nice stretch through the hip flexor of the leg that is on the carriage. And then I'm going to push back to get some nice hamstring warm-up moves going. A couple more. Go ahead and do the other side. Whenever you're on the reformer, you just got to kind of guide the carriage back so you don't let it just slam back. There will be some moves today that I talk about resisting the return of the carriage, and that's just to kind of create a little extra challenge on your muscles. Now let's go ahead and move into the hamstring stretch. Just kind of starting to take some deep breath in and exhale. Get your body ready for a workout. Nice job. Okay, so let's go ahead to sitting, and let's put on, I'm going to put on 2 more reds. So I have 3 red, and that is heavier. You could always do for footwork 2 red and 1 blue, but we're going to do footwork, which you go ahead and lay down. Right now I just have the balls of my feet on the foot bar, and I'm just going to inhale and exhale. So you want your hip, knees, ankles all in alignment, just going in and out. Great way to work your legs laying down. Kind of start breathing in and out. I'm going to do 10 of each move. I love footwork. It's a great way to work all the different muscles in your legs. And return. So let's go up to heels. Really, really flex those feet up. Inhale, exhale. Just looking for a neutral spine here, meaning you're not really arched and you're not jamming the lower back down into the carriage, just comfortable. Inhale, exhale, for 4. And last one. Now we're going to go into Pilates V, or balls of the feet on, heels touching, toes to the corner of the room. Inhale, exhale. So really keep those heels together, and this is great for the adductor, the inner thigh. A few more. And then last one. Now go ahead, come back to the balls of the feet, press all the way out. You're going to keep the legs straight, just push the heels under, push away for heel extensions. Great stretch for the Achilles heel, and all up back through the calf and the back of the leg. A few more. And 2. 1. Bend those knees to return. Let's bring the legs out to the outside of the foot bar. Toes pointing to the corner of the room, and again, in and out. As you can see, you hit all different muscles by changing the direction and the position of your feet on the foot bar. A few more here, really pressing through those heels. 4, 3. And return, and let's take the heels up on the outer position. Really flex those feet. And I'm barefoot today, but if you're going to wear socks, I recommend the sticky socks that have a stickiness on the bottom so your feet don't slip off the foot bar. A few more. And return. Now last one I like is, I kind of start with my feet here, then I start to position. So it's like you're pigeon-toed. So turn the toes in, the heels out, and go in and out. And feel a nice stretch along the outside of your legs. And still your thighs. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit of heat in those legs. A few more here. And last one. Okay, great. Come sitting for a second. So we're going to do the hundreds. I'm going to just bring the foot bar down so it's out of my way a little, because then we're going to go right into legs and straps. So I'm going to do a red and a yellow today, but a lot of people do a red, sometimes a red and a blue. So kind of play around and see where you're most comfortable. Let's go ahead and come down. And we're going to grab those straps from behind and take the short loops. And let's float one knee up and then the other. Hands are straight up over your shoulders. We're going to inhale, exhale, come up and start breathing in for 5. And exhale. Really drive those arms to the wall in front of you. Keep that belly in tight. Just a few more sets. And release. So on that exercise, you can keep the legs bent at the 90 until you're comfortable extending them out. Once you extend them out, you got to make sure you don't arch your back away from the carriage. So feet in straps. I'm going to go ahead and take my yellow off and put a red on, so I now have 2 red. Again, you could go to a red and a blue. So push against the back of the carriage to put one foot in the big loop, and then the second loop can go around the other foot. That's probably the safest way to do it. So this is home position for feet in straps. So we're going to start here, and we're going to just start with some circles. Let's do 5 in each direction, keeping them very controlled. Pull around. And again here, you're keeping your pelvis stable and not lifting that your booty off the carriage. One more in this direction. Now come back around and pull down. It's beautiful work for the legs, teaching the legs the balance of both working at the same intensity. Bring those straps together, return to home. Now we're going to do Frogger, where heels touch, feet go to the outside of the room, pull those knees in and press out. Now the key here is to keep those feet together. And a lot of times in the beginning, in my classes, I'll put a towel between the heels, so you have to squeeze that towel and not lose it. Give me a couple more. Now we're going to go into single Frogger. So you come in, straddle, pull those feet together. Really feel that inner thigh work as you pull those legs together. 2 more in this direction. Now opposite, so you straddle, bend those feet together and push. Now the key is you're trying not to move the carriage, when you bring those heels to touch. One more. Exhale. Now we're going to go ahead and go into leg lowers. So bring those legs to 90 and let's inhale, exhale. Gonna just do 10 of these. Trying to really think about that pelvis being still and just engaging that core to pull that down without arching the back. A few more. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Now let's bend those knees. I call these choo-choos. Keep those knees touching and just push, pull. So it's like a piston type of move going in and out. Push with those heels, pull in. I do about 15 of these, so we got about 10 more to go. 8, 7, 6 more. 3, 2, 1. And bring those in. Great. So let's go ahead and leave that foot down to return the carriage. Put those large loops back on the peg and let's come up. So there's a lot more variations, obviously. I'm just trying to touch on a handful of things here. So I'm bringing the foot bar up, but first we are going to work on some footwork, or I'm sorry, some arm work. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the short box, long box, whatever you want to call it. Today we're going to use it, I'm just going to sit right here. I'm going to be changing the springs a bit on this particular workout. So I'm going to start with a red and blue. I put the headrest flat so I can just sit right here and grab the short straps. We're going to start with some biceps. So we're going to do a longer series, but we'll do 10 of each. And so we're just going to curl in and out. So on this, you really keep that tummy tight. Try to keep the spine posture nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. For 5, 4, 3 more, 2, and 1. So again, that was biceps. I was using the red and the blue. I'm going to go ahead for rowing and put 2 red on. Usually our back muscles can take a little more weight, so pick those straps up, but we're going to cross one over the other. Palms facing down for upright rows. So you pull up and return. Again, 10 of these. Last 3, 2, 1. Good job. Uncross those and kind of grab up near the tabs or the knots. And go ahead, sit straight. We're going to do rows again, but just rowing back, keeping those arms around the hip level. Really thinking about the movement between the shoulder blades. I like to kind of describe it like the shoulder blades are trying to kiss. For 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. All right, I'm setting these down again because I'm going to go down to 1 red because we're going to do single rotating row. So we're like twisting. I like this for a nice spinal rotation. So this arm's just going to sit here while the right arm is going to lead as we inhale and exhale. So you're kind of leading with the elbow and doing a nice rotation with the spine. Inhale on that rotation to create length in your spine. One more side. one more spring change. I know there's a lot of spring changes on this one, but I want to make sure you load it up where you can and then lighten it up so you don't hurt yourself by doing it too heavy. So this one is a posterior press back. I go down to just one blue. If that feels hard, just do one yellow, because this is just a tiny little move. I love this for posture. So your hands are in the small loops, but you kind of have these feather hands. So I put the loop between my thumb and my other fingers. And starting here, you just press back towards the back of the room, pulling with your shoulder blades. For 5, 4, 3, 2 more. And last one. So now while we're here, let's keep the box on here, but let's turn around and face this way. And I think I'll bring this down just one position to create a little space here. So we're going to do presses, forward overhead press. I'm going to go ahead and put a red and a blue on, and I'm just going to bring my body across here, kind of have my chest off, laying on the box. Whenever you're laying on the box in the posterior position, keep those legs strong, but the abs in nice and snug. So we're going to put our palms facing out, and you're just going to press away. Actually, I think on this one I'm going to do 2 red. So there we go. That's a little bit better. Keeping those elbows in. We're going to do a long set here. A lot of times I do this with like single arms, but today we're just going to do double arms. Five more. Inhale as you press away, exhale as you return, keeping those elbows in. 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go ahead and put a blue on and take the 2 reds off. Before we do anything else, let's just, if you can reach your heel, pull it in a little and just tuck your pelvis under to get a nice stretch through the front of the quad. We're just in a good position to do this, so sometimes I like to throw things in. Opposite leg. Now let's go right into Swan. So hands are on the foot bar. Push away, exhale. Lightly come up, lifting from the chest, inhale. Exhale away. Inhale through the extension. Just a few more. And go ahead and return. So let's go ahead and stand up. Go ahead and remove the box. And we're going to go into some single knee stretch and double knee stretch. So let's go ahead and move the bar back up to the top position. And I'm going to start on this side so you can see better what I'm doing here. I'm going to place one foot here and one here. Lifting that knee, and we're just going to press and bring that in. So I'm pressing back through the heel, and I'm returning in with my knee returning the carrot by bending my knee. I have a longer set here, 12 to 15. Kind of looking straight ahead, keeping my shoulders square, facing the front of the room. Maybe 3 more. 2, 1. Now let's go to one blue and take the other red off. So you have one red, one blue on now, and bring this foot back here. So you're going to have to kind of lean a little more forward. If you can lighten up your move, your hands on the bar, the move is a little more leg centric. You're not putting as much weight in your hands. But you'll see it's a little harder with the foot further back. That's why I lighten up the springs on this. So today I'm holding on to the bar, but some days you might feel like, I'm going to do this without holding on to anything. You could also have a pole, a Pilates pole, or any type of prop to help you be more upright. Give me a few more since I lost count. One more. And return. So now we're going to double knee stretch. So I'll leave it on a red and a blue. Knees are just here, hands are on the foot bar. It's kind of looking straight up, press back. It's like a little hip hinge. Upper part of my body is just stabilizing. The lower body is pushing away, pulling in. Push away, pull in. So 10, 9, 8, 2 more. And last one. Okay, so we're going to go back to 2 red. Come back to the first move, so the leg is higher up. The foot on the floor is more in this area. And push away and return. Keeping those abs pulled in. 9 to go. Few more. And one more. So again, 1 blue, 1 red. Leg comes a little further back. 15 more. Really pushing through that heel to activate the hamstring and the glute where they meet. Few more. Okay. One more set of double knee stretch. Again, pressing back, pulling in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 'and last one. Now we're going to go right into long stretch. So I kind of put my feet into the little crease area here. I'm going to keep it on a blue and a red today. And it's almost like a moving long plank. So you're in your plank position. Really keep that core snug. And you press away and you come back over. I like to think of your body as an arrow here. Only pressing as far back as you can without any change in the lower back or the back area. Everything is nice and snug. 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. And come down onto your knees. So you can stay there, or if you want to challenge it a little bit, take the blue off and have a red and a yellow. So we're going to go into elephant. So come up with your heels against the shoulder rest, arms on the foot bar, just relax your head. You're going to send that carriage back with your feet pressing into the heels and pull forward, and you kind of like an inverted V, like you're driving your hips to the ceiling.
So upper body stabilizing, lower body's doing the work. Press back, pull in. Inhale, exhale. A few more. Feeling a nice stretch down the back of those legs. If you can't get your heels down, you could fold up a towel and put them under that. I like to almost lift my toes a little to really make sure I'm driving with the heels. Now let's just kind of walk the elephant a little bit, like a walking dog. So you bend the knee as you press back, and then put the foot back down as you pull it forward. That gives you a little deeper stretch in the leg that is still flat, or the foot that's still flat. One more each side. And come down. Okay, so last thing we're going to do today is a little bit of bridge work. So bridge work, what you're trying to do is not have the carriage move too much. So the lighter your spring choice, the harder it's going to be. So you may want to start with a couple red. I'm going to go ahead and try a blue and a red today. So in this position, you want the headrest flat. And let's go ahead and just start with our feet on the carriage as if you're doing footwork. So we're going to do a few bridges, and then we're going to do what's called pelvic lift, which is kind of like a moving bridge. So we're here. We're just going to go ahead, inhale, and come back down. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, try not to move the carriage. Think about like sending the knees over the foot bar. And one more. A lot of times hamstrings get tight here. If that happens, go ahead and stretch them out in between. So let's move into pelvic lift. So inhale up. Now stay up. Inhale out. Exhale, return. We're just going to do double leg today. So a lot of times there's we do pelvic lift single leg where we lift one leg. But we're just going to stay here today for 3 more. Exhale, and one more, and return. And we're going to repeat that. Then we'll do some stretching. Go ahead, inhale, lift up. Now inhale, push the carriage out, and exhale for 5, 4, last 2, and last one, and come down. Great job. So let's go ahead, lift one leg up, just kind of stretching that hamstring. Let's point, flex, get a little dorsal flexion in here too. And now let's roll those feet around a couple times in each direction. And opposite side, lift that leg up. And point, flex, really feel that stretch when you flex, all even through the calf. And rotate, and the other way. Now let's do our figure 4 stretch right here. So for some of you, this might be enough. You might just want to leave that foot there and even just kind of guide that knee away. If you're comfortable, go ahead and lift that up, grab behind the hamstring and kind of pull that in. Feel a nice stretch on the outside of this glute. I kind of use the elbow to guide this knee away and pull in. And I like to flex my feet. That's just kind of what I do a lot to give it a little extra stretch through that Achilles heel. Inhale, nice deep exhale. And let's switch to the other side. Again, kind of get yourself positioned, pull that in, keeping those hips level. You're not leaning to one side or the other. Push away with the elbow. Give those knees a hug and roll around a little bit. And then let's come up. Let's go into one thread, just do a few mermaids here. Arm in the center of the foot bar. Inhale, push away. Exhale. Mermaid's one of my favorites. We're going to add a little extra something on the mermaid today. Need 3 more. So now let's go ahead and come over and bend your elbows out and press away. Just a little extra stretch, especially through that chest of the arm that's like I'm on my furthest from you side. So it's that opposite arm of the way your knees are pointing. Couple more. And come up. So now let's switch to the other side. So I apologize, my back's going to be to you for a while. Inhale and exhale. A few more. Last one. And bring that arm over. Elbows go out and push. Nice stretch here. Again, you're guiding that carriage in and out, not just letting it slam back. And one thing I did forget to mention, whenever you are changing your springs, last one, whenever you're doing a spring change on a reformer, make sure you put a spring on before you take a spring off. Just so you don't risk, you're so light, and when you have no springs on, this thing is very loose. So last stretch for today is go ahead, come to the back of your reformer, put your hand flat, and just go ahead and reach up. Inhale, get a nice rotation. Send those hips back to stretch the back of the legs at the same time. And then this side, inhale, really feel a nice stretch. Come down, hands on the knees, and just roll up, bringing your head up last. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a good day.